Yeah, the frontier remembers. Yeah, for before the eagle crossed the northern sky, before Roman roads reached where the cold winds fly, there were forests so deep that the daylight grew thin, and people lived by the world they were living within. Rome came carrying iron, standards raised high, roads through the wilderness, orders from distant skies. They called them barbarians, but names can hide a story. Beyond the frontier lived tribes with their own laws, their own gods, their own families, their own causes. Not one single nation, not one single creed, but different peoples defending their homes and their needs. The Roman soldier marched beneath red and gold, trained to obey, discipline, organized control. The warrior beyond the frontier knew the forest and rain, knew every hidden river, every mountain and plain. Two worlds, two risen, two wordle, and neither side saw the whole picture. The Roman called the forest savage, the forest called Rome hungry. But history isn't written by one voice alone. It is written in ruins, in weapons, in graves and roads that remain long after the armies have faded away. Then the old stories entered the darkness. A raven watched from the branch of a tree, a wolf moved beneath the moon, an ancient god was whispered about beside a fire. A Roman soldier carried a charm beneath his armor. Different beliefs, different symbols, same human fear, the fear of the unknown. The frontier became a place where mythology met reality, where stories crossed borders before armies ever could. A trader brought foreign coins, a soldier brought foreign words, a traveler brought a god nobody had heard of before. Culture moved quietly, not by conquest but cophead by curiosity, by people meeting people, and somewhere in that collision a new world began to form. Then, battlefield, smoke across the valley, shields against steel, orders shouted through the rain. The Roman formation moved like one enormous machine. The forest answered with chaos, panches, mud ants, be silence. The empire had roads. The forest had memory, the empire had discipline, the forest had terrain. And when the battle was over, neither side walked away unchanged. That's the part the statues never show. Victory has a cost, defeat has a lesson, and every fallen soldier had a name. Every enemy had a family, every banner had someone who believed in it. The old world wasn't black and white, it was human. Then the years passed, Rome expanded, Rome changed, Europe and borders moved, languages mixed, old gods faded, new beliefs obeyed. The fortress remained, the bullets remained, the stories remained, and somewhere centuries later an archaeologist finds a piece of iron in the earth. One broken weapon, one woman coin, one fragment of a world that once believed it would last forever. He brushes the dirt away, and history speaks, not with a voice, with evidence, with silence, with questions. Who stood here? Who won? Who lost? Who survived? And what happened when two cultures met and neither remained exactly the same? That's the journey. That's the lesson. Not Rome against barbarians, not civilization against wilderness, but people meeting people, and history becoming something new. Now bring the rhythm. Warning. Boom, back thunder through the ruins of an empire, kicked through the dust, snared through the centuries. Ancient symbols flashing inside a modern mind. Egypt gave us rivers and harvest, the roads gave us forging sagas. The old gardens gave us questions about transformation. The forgotten library gave us memory, and Rome gave us another warning. Nothing built by humans is guaranteed to last. So we carry the fragments, not as museum pieces, as fuel. We turn history into rhythm, we turn mythology into metaphor, we turn runes into verses, and we refuse to let the culture disappear, because hip-hop is an archive too. Every generation leaves something behind. A voice, a rhythm, a story, a truth, a dream. And if we stop listening, the archive closes. So keep it alive. Keep the old stories breathing. Keep the questions dangerous. keep the imagination wild, but know the difference between legend and fact. That's how you respect history. That's how you respect culture. That's how you build something new without destroying what came before. The Roman road ends, the Norman wind it turns, the Nile keeps moving, the garden keeps growing, the library opens one final time, and somewhere beyond the ruins, a new generation starts walking, not backward, full of carrying 5 journeys, inside one rhythm, 5 cultures, 5 just wedges, 5 doors into the past, one voice from the present. Lyrisk Vanvid, Sektor, the archive is alive, and the journey continues.